How are you doing, guys? I have here with me today the Xbox Series S. And why did I get it in 2023? Why not get the PS5 or the Xbox Series X? Why not get the X, the bigger and more powerful versions? I sold my PS4 Pro for this. I've been thinking about it for some time, and I was just getting sick and tired of my PS4 Pro's controller. Actually, it was too small for me, and the buttons didn't feel springy. I mean, they weren't really clicky or anything to begin with, but after getting my gaming PCs, I got a desktop RTX 3060 and a laptop RTX 3070. I really felt the lag. I mean, the PS4 Pro was really slow, I guess. I mean, it still looked good. It's like checkerboard 4K, but I thought about getting the PS5, but then it was, still here in Singapore where I am, the scalpers sell them at a higher price online, and I went to Sony store the other day. Yeah, it's a 2-year wait. Okay, you heard that right, 2 years. You have to register for the day I went there. You have to register your name, and then you're gonna get your console like 2 years later. By that time, it would have been outdated, and PS5 Slim and or Pro would be out already. So why would I do that? Yeah, and I don't feel like paying scalpers that amount of money because I already have gaming PC. So I wanted a secondary unit for my living room, something that's a little bit better than the PS4 Pro, but still has next-gen games and next-gen graphics. The biggest thing that I was worried about was 4K. Would this be able to render 4K, upscale 4K well? As you know, the PS4 Pro doesn't have real 4K. It has checkerboard 4K. I mean, it has native 4K, but it's also upscaled, so it's not as good as obviously a dedicated 4K machine like the PS5 and the Series X. But then I thought about Series X. I don't really like the matte black box, and I don't need the disk drive. I don't want to get the disk drive of any console. I don't need it. Who buys discs anymore, right? So don't need that. I looked at the digital PS5, and it's still huge. It's really huge. Where would I fit it? In my entertainment center. And so yeah, maybe I'll get the PS5 Slim when it comes out. Maybe if it's small enough, or if I really want it. But anyway, I just like the Xbox controller so much. I like this white color and the matte white. So it's a whole lot better than the PS4 Pro controller, I think. And best of all, I can use it with the laptop and the desktop, so I can switch it around. Yep, that's why I got it. And so I'm gonna be unboxing this real quick. And I'm also going to talk about my experience using this 2 weeks later. So in the first half, I'm just going to be, unboxing. And second half, after 2 weeks, I'm going to just tell you what my experiences were and whether or not it sort of fit my expectations as a secondary gaming device. Didn't buy as my primary, but if you look at the back of the box, there's Game Pass. So Game Pass is another reason why I decided to get this machine. I really don't like the PlayStation's subscription service. I forgot what you call it anymore because I'm not interested in that. But Game Pass seems like a really good deal. For $15 a month, you can play so many Microsoft games and first-party games. So it seems like a really good deal. And you can switch it, with your PC as well. So Game Pass extends to, between the Xbox and the PC. So it just seems a lot more interesting and sort of exciting for me. So I'm just gonna peel off the seal right now, and if you've watched, oh no, okay, this now I've torn it. All right, doesn't look that good anymore, but it doesn't matter. It's a box, right? You just want to get the contents of the box. Oh, it's really interesting. So what they have these little flaps that you tear open. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, for this price, it's a steal, especially if you have an existing console, an older console. You just sell that off and you pay the balance. It's it's really good value. I guess the one thing that many people would also be thinking about when buying this is the small amount of storage. If you were worried about the storage, you should just go ahead and get the Xbox Series S, because it is double, actually more than double, once you think about the memory, the OS take. So out of the box, they say this is 510 gigs, but it only has 360 or something. It's good enough for 3 big games, 3 or 4 maybe. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside. So all you get is this box right here, and yeah, it's a very simple thing. And I'm just gonna take it out. Just gonna take it out from the box, and there it is. It is a box, an Xbox, and it is so small. It is the smallest, neatest looking console I've ever seen. I don't really like the PS4 design. I think it is like a slopey design, and it's a, I don't know how to place it. This, you can just put it anywhere. You can chuck it anywhere, and it's just so, like, it's not overly heavy. Actually, it's very, very light compared to the PS4 Pro. And it's a whole lot lighter than the PS5. I haven't held the Xbox Series X, so I don't know. And it's just a simple manual inside. So the manual is all the ports and their batteries. I don't know if you can see that. The batteries that you put in the console. So one of the other things that I noticed about the controller is that unlike the PS4 like DualShock controller, you don't have a rechargeable battery inside, so you have to put in your own AA batteries, and that for me is a good thing because the PS4 DualShock battery life is so poor that after 3 years, it just came down to about 4, maybe I think 3.5 hours. I used it for 3.5 hours and it would like die on me. So almost like every time if I had a short gaming session, I needed to charge it. It wasn't really good. And the good thing about this is that if you don't like, these throwing away batteries, you can just buy the Microsoft battery pack. That is rechargeable, and you can buy more, or you can buy rechargeable separate batteries, and yeah, you can sort of save the planet. And you don't have to, scramble for batteries every time. Just by swapping batteries in and out. Yeah, so it's really cool. Yeah, it just feels so much more comfortable than the than the DualShock. I held it's so clicky. I held the PS5 controller in store. It felt good in hand. It's a bit heavier than this, but I don't know. It wasn't as grippy, and especially the face buttons. I especially care about these buttons. They just aren't clicky. I mean, they're kind of mushy. So I don't really like those things. And then if you look at the box, it's a really cute little thing. I mean, yeah, actually I think this is the best designed console I've ever seen, apart from the Nintendo Famicom. Yeah, many years ago. What do you call that? The SNES? Yeah, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, like from the 1990s. Now, this is a very, very well designed thing. It's so small. It is so small. I can literally put it standing up or, down any place. And I just like the fact that it's white. I mean, give me electronics that aren't black anytime. I mean, black is the most boring color ever, in my view. So, yeah. Anyway. This is it. You have the cooling fan. You have the ports on the side. You have storage expansion. Don't buy the storage expansion. It's way too much. And if you bought that, you could just buy an Xbox Series X. So why would you buy this and the storage expansion, right? And then yeah, you have the HDMI out. You have the LAN port at the back. You have 2 USB slots and the power port. And at the front you have USB-A and the power buttons here. Actually, I don't know what this is for. But 2 weeks. Let me just play this for 2 weeks, and I'll come back to you with my thoughts and impressions. Okay, YouTube. Welcome to the second part of this video. So this has been about a month, about actually 5 weeks since I got the Xbox Series S, and now that I've played with it for a while. I just want to tell you my thoughts and impressions about it. Why did I buy this over the PS4 Pro? Well, you saw in the first part of this video, it's because of the better graphics, the SSD, the much faster loading speeds, and just the fact that you can slot this into anywhere. I was also comparing this against the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. But after having used it for 5 weeks, I can tell you that it is absolutely, hands down, it is a worthwhile buy over the PS4 Pro and possibly the PS5. Well, why is it better against the PS4 Pro? Well, firstly, it's the same price. Can you believe it? If it's the same price, why wouldn't you get this? I mean, the controller is so much more ergonomic. The buttons are, most importantly, they're clicky. I mean, the PS5, actually the PS4 and PS5 controller buttons are squishy that I don't like. True, the PS5 has like more advanced features, but I think this is a more ergonomic feel. And of course, you can swap the batteries in and out anytime. If you don't like, sort of damaging the environment, you can always get rechargeable batteries. But the ones in the PS4 Pro and the PS5 are inside, so if the battery's dead, then you have to pick up a new charged controller, or you just have to stop playing and put your controller down for a while to charge. So yeah, and considering this against the PS5, it is half the price. It is way easier to get. You can just walk into any store and get it. Whereas for PS5, only recently the stock started getting in, but in March 2023, no, not March, in February, yeah, in February 2023, I walked into a store in Singapore, a Sony store, and they were saying, well, you have to wait 2 years to pre-order it. And I was like, 2 years? Are you kidding? No way. I already waited 2 years, actually, since it was released, more than 2 years. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just sick of it, and I don't want to pay scalpers the extra price. And when I look at the PS5, it's so huge. I mean, in pictures, it looks okay, but when you see it in person, it's just so big. And how am I going to fit it? I mean, I would have to stand it up here, and I don't think it would look very good sitting on its side. I don't even know if my my TV setup allows for the PS5 to be, horizontal over here. And as for my PS4 Pro, yeah, it took up this space, but it was kind of awkwardly sloped and slanted, and it was so noisy. Like it would take off like a jet engine every time I started it, or I was playing these 4K games on it. I forgot the names of the games I was playing, but yeah, I mean, the first game I played of this was actually Ninja Gaiden 3. It's a very old game, but yeah, it's like so much faster, the loading and everything. And also I was playing Forza, I was playing Halo Infinite. I'll show you in a bit what it looks like on the Xbox Series S. And by the way, this is a 4K OLED TV that I'm playing it on. It's an LG C7 or C8, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a 55-inch TV. Yeah, and it upscales well. At the beginning, I was worried about the lack of 4K, native 4K. It has upscaled 4K. It's native 2K. But what kind of TVs are 2K? Or you only have 1080p or 4K TVs? So I heard it does upscale 4K really well. I read it on the internet, and of course, like you, I also watch YouTube videos to see whether or not I should get it. And so, yeah, I am really happy I got this. Let me just show you what it looks like in action. Okay, so this is to show you how fast it sets up, how I am turning it on. I'm pushing the start button over here on the Xbox controller. And you see that the logo is lit up, so that means it is on. Yep, and just like that, I'm back into my game. I'm playing Halo Infinite now, and it's a 4K HDR mode. So, oh, it's gonna be really loud. Oh, damn. All right, let me just lower the volume. Okay, what's going on? It's not okay. Is it loading or is it not loading? Okay, it is loading. Alright, so you can see how smooth and fast it is. I don't know, I was playing Ghost of Tsushima on PS4 Pro, and even though the Ghost of Tsushima was really good, it was really loud. I mean, the unit, well, this Xbox is whisper quiet. The only thing that doesn't have, obviously, is the PS4 exclusive, so damn it. Oh, I'm getting beaten. Okay. Dang it. Okay. A lot of enemies here. So Oh, damn. Oh, I lost. Okay. All right. So for me, the selling point of Series S, why would you want to buy a Series S when you can get a Series X? Is because it's cheaper, and also because it's just as fast, and it has Game Pass. So Game Pass is way better than the PS Store because you can see all these games that you have. Oops. Yeah, you can actually download and play all these games if you just buy Game Pass, and it's the same price as Netflix. It's Netflix for games. Oh, wow, it is Battlefield 2042. I didn't even know that. Right? So there's like tons and tons and tons of games. Crisis, Dead Space. Like, how could you ever... There's no way you could finish Dragon Quest here. There's no way you could finish all these games. Yeah, and considering the cost of a new game is like, I don't know, 60, 70 US dollars, you could just get Game Pass and you could play to your heart's content. I think no one's gonna, even if you were a full-time gamer, how would you complete all these games? It's just incredible. The things you have. So this is the main reason why a lot of people buy. Oh, Avengers. I played the Avengers on the PS4 Pro. It was good. It was really good, but there was a lot of slowdown and stutter. I'm sure if I were to play it on the Xbox, even the Series S, it's going to be so much smoother. But of course, I already played it, so I'm not gonna download and play it. I'm gonna play these some Microsoft titles first, Forza for one. But yeah, you can see why Game Pass is so attractive. And well, true, the PS Store, especially the PS5 interface, is smoother and it has better exclusives. But if you're a PC gamer already, I have a gaming laptop and a gaming desktop. You want the controller to play on all consoles, on the console and the PC. Why would you get a PlayStation unless it is to play the exclusives? And even the exclusives like Spider-Man are now on Steam on PC. So I got this as a backup. If you're buying a system in 2023 as a backup, the Series S is Ni no Kuni 2 is here. Great, is more than enough in my opinion. Like, yeah. So yep, that's what you have here, Game Pass. And yeah, I downloaded Forza Horizon. So yep, that's yeah, a lot of things. There's a lot of things going on in this store. Definitely a little bit more complicated than the PS and the PlayStation Store, but I think if you're a casual gamer, if you just want to play many titles, you got to get the Xbox Series S. There's just no other alternative. And yeah, considering it's selling for the same price as a PS4 Pro, I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you're like me, you're unwilling to get a PS5 due to the scalper and the low stock situation. Admittedly, now it's better. Then yeah, you would want to try for this. The only downside, I would say, is the lack of storage, because it's only 256 gigs. If I'm not wrong, 256 gigs. But the games are smaller as well, so you could consider this. All right, let me wrap up this video. So to wrap this video up, you should get an Xbox Series S in 2023. I mean, I was a diehard PlayStation fan for many years. I have had a PlayStation, the original, and the PlayStation 2 and 3 and 4 and the PS4 Pro. But what brought me over to Xbox and Microsoft is just the stock supply situation. It was so bad, and yeah, I mean, I just don't see the point of paying like hundreds of dollars more to scalpers whose only function is just to buy something and sell it at a higher price. Like, you're getting the exact same thing. And I didn't like waiting for the unit. Obviously now it's a lot better. There are PS5s in stores. But the thing is, you know what? As making of this video, it's March 2023, and in a couple more months, it's highly likely the PS5 Pro or the PS5 Slim is going to be announced, and you're going to be getting a huge, like, ungainly machine. And it's gonna be outdated pretty soon. So yeah, I might get a PS5 Slim, or I might not. But anyway, I'm not gonna get the original PS5 because it's already been 3 years since it was released. Yeah, and anything like, any tech that has been out for 3 years is definitely going to get obsolete really quickly. Even the Switch. You got the Nintendo Switch, you got the OLED version that hardly changes anything, but the screen is really different. So yeah, I mean, yes, true. The PS5 has its strengths going for it, but considering the length of time that has passed, and the fact that there may be coming out something new coming out soon, why would you get that? Whereas if you were to get this as a backup, as I have, it's a really good backup. And with Game Pass, yeah, actually, I wish I discovered this sooner. So that's it for my video. Hope you liked it. And if you have any questions, or if you want me to make another video, just let me know in the comments. I'll come back to you, and yeah, see you in the next video.